Medieval cuisine, a hidden force that shaped 1,000 years of Europe's destiny, its way of life, and the cultural structure of its societies. Today, as we turn the dusty pages of history, we try not only to understand the battles and the kings, but also what people ate, how they ate, and how they lived, because the true face of a civilization is often hidden on its table. So, what did people eat during this era? The answer reveals not only their tastes, but also the class divisions, economic power, spiritual beliefs, and the constant struggle with nature. The reality of the peasant's table. For the vast majority of medieval people, ordinary villagers, life moved between scarcity and simplicity. At the heart of the table sat a food that held an almost sacred place: bread, rye, barley, oats. Sometimes flour was so scarce that dry herbs and even tree bark were added. These loaves were often heavy, dark, and as hard as stone, yet they were essential, the primary food that kept people alive. Daily meals usually consisted of vegetable soups, dried legumes, cheese and butter, if available, salted fish barley, porridge onions, garlic, and root vegetables, as for meat. For most peasants, it was almost non-existent. It appeared only on feast days, weddings, or after a large harvest as a sacrificial meal. Life in the castles. The table of power. Behind the stone walls of the castles, however, a completely different world existed. The kitchens of the nobility were not just for feeding, they were staged to display power and wealth. Grand feasts overflowed with foods such as spiced venison game, animals, rabbit, wild boar, pheasant, honeyed wines, spice-covered roasts to varieties of cheese, exotic fruits brought from distant lands. Spices were a major status symbol: black pepper, cinnamon, cloves. What seems ordinary today was worth its weight in gold back then. Using spices almost meant possessing a small fortune. Every dish reflected the hierarchy. The king's plate was the most elaborate. Then came the lords, the knights, and at the very bottom, the servants. Monastery cuisine. The table of devotion. One of the most intriguing parts of medieval cuisine was found in the monasteries. Here, meals were rituals, quiet, controlled, and filled with rules. For much of the week, monks were forbidden to eat meat. Their tables usually consisted of fish, vegetables, bread, eggs, light wine, simple cheeses. Speaking during meals was often prohibited. Silence was considered a part of devotion. Thus, monastic dining became a symbol of spiritual calmness combined with physical simplicity. Famine, disease, and the struggle to survive. There's one more truth we must never overlook when discussing medieval food: famine. A failed harvest, a harsh winter, war, or disease. Any of these could affect millions. No grain meant no bread, and without bread, there was no life. This is why grain stores were the greatest treasure of any village. In times of hunger, people survived on tree bark, wild herbs, roots, fish scraps, fermented or spoiled grains, anything they could find to stay alive. Medieval cuisine. A mirror of its time. Today, when we look at these tables, we see more than just what people ate. We see the spirit of an entire era. Bread was more than food, it was survival. Meat symbolized power and wealth. Spices were a sign of a world waiting to be discovered. Monastic meals reflected faith and discipline. Medieval cuisine reminds us of one thing. To understand a society's truth, you must first look at its table. And sometimes history's greatest stories are hidden in its simplest dishes. What do you think about this topic? Share your thoughts in the comments.